Most people think low intelligence shows up in test scores, grades, or the occasional huge mistake. But psychologists say that's not true at all. Your brain actually exposes itself in the tiny everyday habits you barely notice. And the scary part? These habits don't just make you seem less intelligent, they can literally rewire your brain to become less intelligent over time. Magical thinking. The belief that luck or superstition controls your life. You know the type. Lucky socks, avoiding sidewalk cracks, believing a color brings money. It sounds harmless, even funny. But when your brain confuses coincidence for cause, you're trading logic for superstition. Smart minds ask, where's the evidence? Low intelligence skips that step and builds rituals out of thin air. Chronic sleep neglect. Next, sleep. You might think you're fine on 4 hours. You might even brag about it. But psychology is brutally clear. Sleep loss wrecks memory, attention, and decision-making. After one bad night, your brain performs like it's legally drunk. Intelligent people protect their sleep. Neglecting it isn't strength, it's self-sabotage. Fear of solitude. Some people panic when things get quiet. If there's no TV, no music, no noise, they feel lost. This constant need for distraction often signals weak mental processing. Smart minds use silence to think and solve problems. Lower intelligence runs from silence because it means facing their own thoughts. If you can't sit alone for 10 minutes without grabbing your phone, that's not social behavior, that's avoidance. Living on small talk. Ever meet someone who talks endlessly, but says absolutely nothing? Weather? Traffic? Can you believe it's Friday? Small talk is fine as an icebreaker, but if that's all you've got, it signals a lack of curiosity. Intelligent people crave conversations about ideas, not just filler. Confidence without content. We all know the loudest person in the room, the one who interrupts, over-explains, and acts like an expert on everything. But when you actually listen, there's nothing there. This is the classic Dunning-Kruger effect. People who know the least think they know the most. True intelligence says, "I don't know," and asks questions. Fake intelligence hides behind volume, blindly following instructions. Some people treat rules like gospel. If a recipe says 20 minutes, even though the food is raw, they'll still eat it. This isn't discipline, it's mental laziness. Smart people adapt. Lower intelligence follows instructions straight off a cliff. Falling for conspiracies and superstitions. Flat Earth, microchip vaccines, planets ruining your week. Why do people fall for this? Because conspiracies provide simple answers to complex problems. The brain takes shortcuts. It chooses stories that feel exciting instead of facts that require thought. Smart minds check evidence. Lower minds accept whatever sounds dramatic. Rigid thinking. Some people refuse new methods, new tools, new ideas, not because they're wrong, but because they're different. That's called mental inflexibility. Intelligent people adjust when reality changes. Instant gratification addiction. Scroll, snack, swipe. Why wait when you can get dopamine right now? But constant instant rewards train your brain to avoid effort. They kill patience. Kids who couldn't delay gratification struggled later in life. Smart people tolerate short-term discomfort for long-term gain. Low intelligence grabs every quick fix. Poor listening. Some people don't listen. They interrupt, nod without hearing, or mentally check out. But listening is intelligence. It forces the brain to process new ideas and perspectives. Poor listeners often have weak comprehension skills. They tune out because they can't keep up. Smart minds learn from anyone. Low minds assume they already know everything. The truth is, low intelligence isn't about being born smart or not. It's about the invisible habits you repeat every day. If you keep them, your brain slowly stays stuck. If you break them, your thinking sharpens, your confidence grows, and people will treat you differently almost instantly. Most viewers will hear this and scroll right back to the habits that keep them average. But if you're the type who wants to actually rewire your mind, stick around. Subscribe, because every week we break down the raw psychological truths that no one tells you, but everyone needs to know.